happy, don't I? I almost have. Coming up on 3 almost again. I've been doing this for a couple years now, this stupid channel. And I'm doing it for me, I guess. So I can look back and see my progression and everything. If you look at some of my videos on this channel, you'll see some where I'm actually drinking and taking pills, getting loaded. So from square one. I've been through chemotherapy since I started this little self-documentary. I've been through a lot of different things, but I guess my last video was kind of on the dead friends list and all the I just lost a friend like a couple months ago. Young guy in his 40s. DTs, and they probably put him on the wrong pharmaceutical drug. And I feel really, really bad about it because I know I should have freaking kept contact with the guy and I could have told him to put him on a different drug, but that's what it is, whatever. But I just see it's like a battlefield. It's like a total freaking war. I just see people's lives. I mean, there's so many death certificates that say something else, like cardiac arrest or car accident, homicide, suicide, mass shootings at a school. But you're not fooling me one fucking bit. Because I know the root cause of why all that stuff happened. It was drugs and alcohol. You can't fucking fool me. You can try and pull that. The media just fucking lies. They just cover it all up about the real motives, about why people die. But a good chunk of it is from alcoholism. The cancers, alcoholism and drug addiction is the good chunk of it, It doesn't get its full credit. Words do. What's ironic about it for me being around it for so long, for so many years, is I think it should be legal. I think they should just let everything be legal and let it run its course. And all the rest of it's just a big scam, but I've talked about that. Where am I going to go here? So it's just, it is what it is. But, a lot of things it's alcohol and drugs are the cause of more deaths. I mean, they're the cause of the cancers. They're the cause of the different things. In a lot of cases, they affect a lot more things. And they affect societies and they affect countries big time. Like, I'm in a country right now where drugs are like really, really hard to find. You can get them. But, they put you away for serious time if you're on them. And most of the society is not on drugs. They're not on drugs. They're not doped up or anything. And there's a ton of alcoholics here, and they're doped up on alcohol and all that. I guess that's a drug, yeah. And there's some meth, but compared to what I'm going to be going back to, the USA, in about a month, going home. Just seeing the difference in how the societies function, how they work, how the people think. It's like night and day living in a culture where most of the people aren't on drugs. It's like night and day. I mean, sure, they're brainwashed. Sure, they have mental problems. I mean, sure, they have physical problems, you know, but they live a long frickin' time. They have a way better diet. And they're not all on frickin' drugs. I mean, that speaks for itself. The country I live in, people live the longest in the world, or the second longest in the world. And they have medical care. They don't need to go. If they have an ache or a pain, they can go to a doctor and not lose their house or their car. And then the country I'm going back to, it's just like freaking drugs are free for all. So readily available everywhere, anytime, night and day. You know, your friend's medicine cabinet or the dealer down the street or your next doctor's appointment. I mean, it's just, when you see the blogs, the social interaction, the news, the thinking, the whole brainwashing is so different in regard to drugs. It's like the country, a good part of the United States, is freaking controlled by drugs. Every facet on some level is, you know, and the media's not telling the truth about it. The media freaking loves it. The media loves war. The media loves crime. I know, because I've had people that were international reporters reported on wars and crime and all that stuff. And they love it because it's job security. The media freaking love shootings. They like overdoses. They like, yeah, they love that stuff because it's more ratings for them. It's all about the money. It's all one big racket. You know, it's all one big racket. But it's going to be a trip. Going back to a country where it's just, it should be totally legalized and they should let them run the full gamut, and it's just a totally different the way people think and deal with life in a country where a good part of half of them or more are all doped up on one thing or another. It's like fucking night and day. I mean, people are crazy here, but they're nowhere near as crazy as the people I'm going to be dealing with when I go back stateside. It's such a freaking big difference. Oh, you can't even really explain it. You'd have to live in another country that isn't all doped up on drugs to really. It's kind of like you're raised in a family like I was, where everybody's just doped up on drugs and alcohol, and it's freaking just totally normal. I mean, that's your daily life. You don't even question it. I'm not even saying that's wrong, but it's like, it's just different, you know. And now I got to go back to that country where everybody's that way, where I was living in a country where people aren't. It's so different, you know. It's like the people where people aren't, is they're driven more by their instincts, their natural instincts, the human animal instincts, and then they're controlled by nationalism, by the government, and the media and everything. Very, very nationalistic and brainwashed, but they're in some euphoria type of chemicals from the food and all that. But then going back to friggin' where the whole friggin' country, it's all doped up. It's so different in every way. In every way, it's. and then the media. Oh, God. To watch all these people doped up talking about people that are doped up and how they shouldn't be doped up and it should be illegal. I mean, everybody there is doped up. They're doped up on something. And they don't realize that their thinking, their anger, their feelings, their emotions, their memories, their life, their karma is all affected by all the stuff that they're doped up on. They just think it's a freaking normal reality. You know? It's so bizarre, and the really bizarre part is having it illegal. It's such a racket. It's such a racket. I have a big problem with it being illegal. It's too late. They're already doped up. Help them out. Let them get doped up more. You know, it's when they got a freaking when they have the collateral damage of interfering with whatever normal is. There's no such thing, but regular people's lives that just want to have a simple, dumb, boring life and not get into trouble, and then they got to interact with these people that are trying to get, the collateral damage from the drugs being illegal. It's yeah. So it's going to be different. I'm going to go through total freaking culture shock. This one director on one of the last shows I was on that's from Canada says, you're going to freaking hit bottom. He hit bottom, and he's going to Vancouver. I mean, Vancouver's a walk in the park in some ways compared to the States. And he's a director from Vancouver that's over here. And he basically told me that you're going to just frickin' hit bottom. And he says, now don't come running back. You got to stick it out. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to frickin' stick it out. I'm going to go there and I'm going to stick it out. So we'll see where it goes. And it's like totally unplanned. And there's no, for some reason, I'm not really able to structure this that well. Differences in the family dysfunction or whatever, not being able to rely on them. Some of that's my fault, some of that's their fault. It's basically, I'll just be basically winging it from scratch. And I'm going to be too engulfed to really do any reality TV about it. So I'm just going to be living the whatever. And I don't know which direction it's going to go. I guess it's kind of scary. But it's kind of exciting. I guess it's like a roller coaster, right? So we'll see.